I know my boundaries. I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's ass. I know
he just got knocked out, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have a chin and he has no skill and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends. All this, but I want to fight you.
AJ this morning, he went, listen, of course I'd fight. I mean, if the question was asked to Jai, would you fight Jake Paul? And there was,
I wouldn't fight him. I'd bash him.
Yeah. but he might do it. He might just do it for just for doing it for the sake of it. But obviously we know. Listen, Jake creates massive events.
Look into the camera and say it directly because it just has to be said. Jake Paul, sir, you are absolutely delusional.
Jake Paul has talked a lot about wanting to fight top boxers, and now Anthony Joshua has responded. Speaking to his promoter, Eddie Hearn, Joshua simply said, "Listen, I'd fight him." Hearn shared this, showing that AJ isn't afraid of any challenge. A fight between them is unlikely because of their huge difference in experience. But Joshua's response has grabbed attention. Is Paul serious about fighting him, or is he just trying to get attention? That's unclear, but one thing is for sure, AJ is always ready.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question because the world of media went mental this morning. Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul. Please put this to bed or light the fire. What's going on?
I mean, sorry. This is the first time I've spoken about the fight. To be honest, I look at it and I think Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. I mean, look, for me, we'd do it for the banter. Do you know what I mean? AJ would fight Jake Paul. He'd fight anyone, to be honest with you. And if Jake Paul wants to step up and fight Anthony Joshua, he'll need the relevant insurance. But the only thing that was disappointed was he says 2026. I mean, that's like calling someone out. That's like me saying, LA Olympics for the surfing 2028, I'll be there. Do you know what I mean? Do it in 2025 if you really want to do it. You're not going to get really much better at this stage, but I don't know. Those two have spoken. I spoke to AJ this morning. He went, listen, of course I'd fight. I mean, if the question was asked to Jai, would you fight Jake Paul? And there was,
I wouldn't fight him. I'd bash him.
Yeah. But he might do it. He might just do it for just for doing it for the sake of it. But obviously we know. Listen, Jake creates massive events, right? You know that's going to create unbelievable viewership, and no disrespect to Jake Paul, it's a straightforward night's work. But I like this calling out of Canelo and all this. AJ it's another challenge up there. But if they're game, why not?
What did he say, AJ, to you about it?
He said, why not? I said, what do you want me to say when I'm asked about it? And he said, tell everyone I'll fight anyone, anytime. It's not a problem for me.
Jake Paul is now targeting Anthony Joshua, saying AJ has no chin, no skills, and is too stiff. The YouTuber turned boxer posted a picture of Joshua on a phone call with the caption, "Look who called. 2026 Anthony Joshua." Paul insists he would beat the former heavyweight champion, sparking speculation. Meanwhile, Joshua responded by posting a screenshot on Instagram showing him on a call with Jake Paul. This came shortly after Paul publicly challenged him, claiming he would win in a fight. This social media back and forth has fans wondering if a fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua could actually happen. Jake also shared a post from Sports, which revealed that on February 10th, just 3 days after his Canelo fight fell through, he sent a list of 6 fighters he wanted to face in 2025 and 2026. One of those names was Anthony Joshua. Sports even called Jake to confirm if he was serious, and he made it clear that he was. The boxing world has strong opinions on this. Many believe Jake's dream of fighting an experienced heavyweight like Joshua is completely unrealistic.
The real deal respond to me as I tweeted my thoughts about delusion, which again, I think is more about what Jake said about Anthony Joshua and what he'll do to him. That was the more delusional aspect of this. Amanda Serrano said, "At Jake Paul is the truth. Funny, they say he's a fraud for wanting easy fights. Then he asked for the toughest fights ever and they say he's nuts. Listen, he was scheduled to fight Canelo Gervonta, and now he's calling out Joshua. Come on, who else is doing this? Oh crap, on second thought, he is out of his freaking mind. You're right. That was more of just Amanda backing her guy, you know what I'm saying, the co-founder of MVP and someone that she really respects." And
adding to the mix, reports say Jake Paul is also set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. This comes after Davis's controversial fight against Lamont Roach. Despite this potential matchup, Jake is still calling out Anthony Joshua, showing he wants to take on big-name fighters from different weight classes.
Gervonta Davis, and she's not the only one saying that. Dan Raphael said the same thing earlier that day or maybe yesterday. I can't believe that that's true or if that was really going to happen. Essentially, the idea being, had Gervonta Davis beat Lamont Roach, he was going to fight Jake Paul next. And this is why I say, it's delusional but it's possible. Like, he almost had the Canelo fight, and think what you will about how that went down and how realistic that was going to be. I legit think it was probably close to happening. Now you're telling me there were discussions and potentially, signed to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. And again, I do believe the reason for that is Jake's massive size advantage. Again, that's like a 100-pound weight advantage. How would that even work?
After his fight with Lamont Roach, Gervonta Tank Davis called out Jake Paul during the post-fight press conference. This unexpected challenge adds another twist to Jake Paul's ever-evolving boxing journey.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul.
Next question.
God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Jake Paul's bold challenge to Anthony Joshua, a two-time unified heavyweight champion, has shocked the boxing world. Many find it surprising that Paul, with his limited experience, would make such big claims about a fighter of Joshua's level.
Jake Paul has just called Anthony Joshua out. Yes, Anthony Joshua, AJ, the two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. This brother called this man out. Oh my God. Now, in a recent clip on Jake Paul's podcast, I think, he basically said that he will beat Anthony Joshua's ass and he has no skill, no chin, and he's too stiff for him. He also apologized to Anthony, saying, Anthony, I'm sorry, we're friends, but I know I can beat your ass. This guy is tapped in the head. Then again, he almost got a fight with Tank. If Tank beat Lamont Roach when they drew, he would have fought Jake Paul. It was lined up, basically. A lot of people get mad when people say he's the face of boxing. These highly rated boxers want to fight Jake Paul. So, I don't know what to say, honestly. But one thing for sure, AJ will never fight it. AJ's too classy for that. Way too classy. He respects the sport of boxing too much to fight this guy. Absolute plonker. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you follow for the most up-to-date and sharpest boxing news and content on TikTok.
The boxing community has been quick to react to Jake Paul's comments about Anthony Joshua. Critics point to Paul's loss against Tommy Fury, questioning his credibility in judging Joshua's skills. One Twitter user, Unanimous Decision, summed up the sentiment. YouTube boxer Jake Paul, who lost to Tommy Fury, says heavyweight Anthony Joshua has no chin, no skill, is stiff, and that he would beat him. What the hell is this guy talking about? Asterisk. Anthony Joshua has shown openness to Jake Paul's challenge, reportedly telling his promoter Eddie Hearn, "Listen, I'd fight him." Hearn shared this, making it clear that Joshua isn't backing down. However, many in the boxing world see this matchup as unrealistic due to the huge gap in experience and skill. Some even call the idea delusional, questioning whether the fight would be legitimate or competitive at all.
Well then, it looks like Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul might be in discussions to fight. They were both on a call to each other earlier, and the viral video went round of Jake Paul saying he would knock out Anthony Joshua. If I'm being completely honest, I think Jake Paul would actually be lucky to make it out alive, and I'm actually being dead serious. I think Jake Paul would be lucky to make it out of the ring with Anthony Joshua alive. Tyron Woodley literally had Jake Paul on skates and had Jake Paul panicking for his life. Imagine what Anthony Joshua would do. Look at what Joshua did to the last non-boxer he fought in France, in Ngannou. That is not going to end well for Jake Paul. But look, let's be real here. This fight should never happen. It's an absolute disgrace to the sport if it does. And yeah, there's got to be a lot of backlash if this actually happens, because it's actually probably worse to the sport of boxing than what Fury in Ngannou was when it came around, or or Mayweather McGregor. It can't happen.
Whether this fight actually happens or is just another publicity stunt, Jake Paul's call out of Anthony Joshua has definitely stirred up the boxing world. Some see it as a joke, while others wonder if Paul is serious about taking on elite competition. What do you think? Would Jake Paul stand a chance against Anthony Joshua? Or is he just chasing headlines? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more boxing updates and fight breakdowns.